Alrighty folks, as promised, still working on this thing. I have Ryder coming by later, so I'm gonna get him, or walk him through a little bit, how to build these patches. These are actually, look like they're very easy patches to make. I think because I gotta go up so high, I might make this patch way bigger than I need, but it'll fix this instead of making little patches. We're gonna make one solid one that goes all the way up to here. I think we're gonna do the break and just try to make it where it cups in underneath like it's supposed to, and then it floops onto the side so that we can just kind of spot weld that thing in. That is my thought. This side's got the same business happening, so I feel, you know, I got all some weird stuff here. We're gonna make this patch over here. This one you can see that there's still some of the lower lip here where it kind of hooks under. So yeah, it looks like a nice easy patch. I'm gonna do that and try to get in the grass the whole cut and butt deal, where we'll either run a sawzall, like a sawzall blade through, so we can have a nice fleshy weld. We're gonna be buzzing by using our new welder over there. So I'll see how he likes that thing. We got one of those little HTP. They got a smaller unit now instead of their big one. So that's their 220 version. I don't know. I'll show it to you really quick here. But they have a 220 and a 110. So this is the 220, and it's pretty simple. I like that simplicity of it. All it's got is a wire speed and a heat. It's like a super win. I'm running some 2.3. I think this welder likes the 3.0 a little better, but it's like a MiG 2000, and I think they have a 110 version like this thing as well. So I don't know. I've been using it a little bit, and we'll see how Ryder likes it. You kind of see me use it on the floors on the inside there before. Anyways, I've been playing with my steering, and it's just looking like I'm gonna have to build headers. So I kind of mocked up my steering box here. That's cool. I kind of was rinky-dinky doing this whole idea that I thought was gonna do this whole setup, and I thought that'd be great. And no, I'm gonna need like 2 of these little idlers because of the way this is. Like, cause this thing's gonna flop all silly. I think it's too much angle just to put a single one into here. So if I took this off and just ran a single, it's gonna be like almost maxed the heck out. So that's just not an option. I can't bring it back more. I mean, I can maybe go back. I did chop a hole to do this, but you know, it's metal. We can fix this. I can take this out, we'll weld that up, fix it all up. This thing's gonna kind of come shoehorn up and around. Not working, so I think my next plan is I'm just gonna be cutting these headers off, and we're gonna try to do a straight shot through. But somehow I gotta jimmy rig this thing to go around. This one's gotta go around, this one's gotta go around, and my steering shaft's gonna go up and then straight into a shaft. So hopefully I can do all that and still get a spark plug wire on. So that's kind of the problems that I got. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here's the plan. We're gonna go get some cardboard CAD. We're gonna make a piece to go way, way high up here, because that'll fix this. But if we take the cardboard and trim it so it follows this piece nice, then we can go across here, and then we need a little bit. We're gonna bend it, and then this thing we're just gonna run through the kick shrinker over there to try to make this shape of the body. And then on the bottom, we're just gonna break it, and it's just gonna go poop, pop up into place. And then basically when it's said and done, it's just gonna get spot welded here, and we'll weld it across here. The difference we're gonna do here is we're gonna compare. We're not gonna do a lap weld. We're gonna tack it on, but we're actually gonna cut through both layers and make a nice flat weld, a nice patch. Do one of those. This might be, we'll roughly do this part, dude, and then cut it a little bit bigger, just so we know. You know, come on this side, and then we'll trim it to fit better. This one we can cut across here, and just cut that part there.
All right.
least make that. Well, we're gonna go so high. The idea, I only need the cover up there. So this is where I'm shooting for. So we know I got a little too much. Not quite right. So the thing is, it's like metal. So we're all good there. We even have our overlap that we're gonna have here. The metal is like, you can see where now I got too much of it here, right? But we're not gonna worry about that. This part's good, that goes down there. We should trim some of this, right?
Yeah.
Here, you figure out where you gotta trim it a little bit. We'll do that. And this part down here, we wanna bend back up. So we have to get rid of a little bit of that. Want to keep it tight so you don't have to weld too many holes.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got this part. Roughly, if we fold that, it's going to come in under here like it's supposed to, but there's some weirdness if you feel under here. You feel this is nice and flat. But right here we got some junk, so we'll have to trim this thing in accordance to that. But we don't need this much. We only need about 1 inch so we can trim, you know, go a finger width across here, cut that off, whatever you want to do. Doesn't have to be that accurate, but we'll shear it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
If we do that one right, we reverse it, it should be perfect for the other side. That's providing I made the other side and put the fender in the right spot. Put it back in, see if it's right. Where are we? We got to do the bottom part here. I'll figure that one out. Right here's the buggered part. Could probably leave the one. If we slip, seems not too bad. Mm-hmm. There might be a little bit of grinding, you know what I mean? Like this might be a little too tight. But here we got this. We're gonna make this dirty edge so you know where we're gonna bend this. That thing's gonna bend, but we need some of this out of the way. Amongst this. According to that. It's original Model A thing. Some of this is a little too much too, so get a little of that out of the way here. Cool. Now you know what we're doing?
Yeah.
Know how to make that now? No?
Sort of.
So, yeah, what did I do? Oh, that was the front. This is the back. Let's keep everything pretty square. Cool. So we'll just trace this out. We're gonna just shear it. Ooh, you know what? Let's do it a little different. Just so I can use the sheeting a little better.
Yeah.
So, that one, we'll do that corner. It's not too bad, we'll trim those later. Just trace the outside. We'll just shear it on top, but these are all the, all that. And the top, and the back doesn't really matter. That's pretty good. Do we do the bends now? This one's got to bend in. Here, give me that thing for a sec. Like, you know, this is going to bend in,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to put this down. This goes there, so we're going to make a mark about where we think we're going to bend. We're going to bend that in the brake after, but oh yeah, we needed to finish this part because this had to do that, which means this is where a bend goes. That one is, which means that we got it on the wrong side, so we're going to have to make these marks on the other side. And then this one we know, this one bent here and here. All right, ready? Okay. It's cool. If we did this one right, we're just gonna use this to do the second one. Can you push that side in? One more of these just for the little bit of the excess. So yeah, I gotta trim the other one and then try to trim that little square. This has to go away, that square's gotta go away, and just along this edge. Okay, we're not bending that way though, because remember it says to go on the car? Yeah. So that's where I hooped you. I do this all the time, I screw up that way. We got the Sharpie. This is not like super accurate, so we're not too worried. But I kind of, oops, I do that. I kind of, that's where you have to sometimes think before you bend. Which one was this one? That one bent here. That was the bottom. So this one, technically, right there to right there. So this one's aggressive as peas. So I'll put that one, yeah. With both of those. This thing's. There you go. Set your side down. Well, up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And then I think mine. Oh, that's okay. That's me. Mine was there. And now you want to just fold it till it touches the whole darn thing again. We might have to bend this a bit. There you go. Keep going. Perfect. Because we might have to hammer and whack that thing.
Yeah.
I probably did that wrong because I'm making this one a harder bend. But see how we can't bend? There's a bend in there?
Yeah.
So you put it off the machine. Now we can do the bend. This one's only going to be 90. This is the one that's going to go in the door post. So hopefully do that. Oh, hold on. 90's about there. Yep. So technically we have our patch.
Yeah.
Other than we have to shrink this to follow the body of the car because it's too flat for the car now, right? Yeah. Okay. And we're not bad, but we're kind of out. We might have to just Sharpie and trim this a little bit to get this closer. But let me grab that stretcher shrinker. What we're looking for is, see how these go in?
Yeah.
That's the one you want. So gotta be pretty gentle with this one because we don't need a lot. So watch it. This won't take very much. So push it lightly. You'll see this panel start to bend a bit. As soon as the teeth touch, you go down a little more, a little more. Maybe you gotta squish it a little harder. No, it kind of went. Okay, there we go. Do one of those, do it again. Like, don't worry, if you screw up, you go to this side, you can undo your goof up. No biggie. Okay. We just gotta find that magic somewhere to try to keep this consistent.
Yeah.
See how I kind of do whatever with. Alright. See how that fits. Looks pretty good. And we're not quite. I think we got it. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I know what it is. Hold on a sec. I gotta trim. I gotta trim a little bit off the bottom.
All right.
That's why you can't lock it in there. I may have to bump that. Give me that little hammer. Made that one little. We do have to trim that a bit, eh? 'Cause we're just getting a little bit of, we're not quite tight there. Alright, got your Sharpie. Oh, never mind. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is. Do the smallest trace line you can do on that. Yeah. Nope, even smaller. We don't need that much. Right, I think is like we'll go. I think the less I give you to follow. Yeah, try that. Did that with the shear. We'll probably have to do it again, but then at least we're pretty safe. Yeah. Not chewing too much off. All right, let's see how we got it. Okay. That was pretty good. Does that shape look like it's... Did you nail it?
A little bit.
I think you got it. Yeah, no. It's like perfect. The bottom's the only thing hitting right now. I think we're good. Alright. We'll want to get rid of some of this. So we're not going to cut on this line. What we're going to do is we'll use the line to help us hold it. Then we'll zip cut and we'll run the air saw through, and then we can pull the extra steel out. The one thing we're going to have to cut is we're going to have to do a cut through here, because we got to get cut through here and this thing, whatever. For first we'll start, you're going to cut this panel like right here, because we'll leave this piece.
Okay.
And then once you get to this edge, don't go aggressive through here. We'll cut the top, then just slice this thing down so we can take this piece off. And then we're going to lose all of this. And then basically we'll grind this thing. We'll set it in, we'll tack it, we'll clean this spot. We can tack this thing in place, and then we'll do the nice little cut through there. That way you can do the old flushy weld.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tack, and you could run with this. This is a thinner disc, you could do that, but I have an air saw. So what we do is we might make the first cut,
Yeah.
and then you can use an air saw.
Just go through.
You can go through both if you wanna go that way. You can go through the one. Depends how good you are with this. You might end up with a bigger gap, or it might pick up with...
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get this tacked in first, so to keep this tight. So give that thing a shot right by my hammer handle. We'll leave that one out for now until we get that cut through. I think this is good. Is this pretty tight? Actually, it's not too bad. The Model A doors overlap, so I'm not too worried. Even if we're screwed up, it's not going to be a biggie. If anything, right now, where do we go? Just fill that full of, put a little bit of weld at the bottom there.
Good.
Just to hold it in place. Whoops. There you go. Okay, stay in there. Okay, so this is good. You can do one in here. We got a little bit of gappage, but nothing major for you.
Yeah.
Do one right there, and then I'll push this panel up after. So maybe I'll do that already. Just gonna force this thing if I can. Yeah, go ahead, do that one there. That's about as good as we're gonna get. Do a couple in there that you're happy with.
Yeah.
Just to hold everything in place. All right. What do you want to try? Air saw?
Sure.
Which one do you think you're better shot at doing this with?
Oh, air saw.
The air saw's right there. Just grab the air hose. I'm gonna start a nook for. I'll start a nook for you here. All right. So, you know how it works? You can go any way you want. I'm not sure how it's going to treat through a weld. Not great through a weld. We did leave overlap, so you could go underneath. But you might have to grind the tops of these welds off. You know, before you can cut through.
Yeah.
But don't go too far. Go about halfway.
Yeah.
Stop, and then I'll get you that screwdriver so you can push it so it's flat. So it'll be like a nicer weld. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perfect. Stick it in there first before you push trigger. And don't be worried. It's a very flexy blade, so and you can do that. That's fine. Good one. Just want to make sure that panel comes back out. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, keep going right till to the end. Don't do that though.
No.
Oh, that solved that problem. I'll get you another blade.
Alright.
So that's good. Now you got to do the take your time, go all the way around. We got to do that boog again. I think with all of our vibrating mess, I can hold it, you know. So I won't worry about this stuff. But take your time, do the stitching. Make sure you can touch the panel with your bare hand like I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to go kind of thing. So if it's too hot, take a break. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Unless it feels, just feel it. Take it off. It's good enough. You don't need to push it. It's a habit, but you don't. It's more when you're out of a line. That's when you kind of really need to use that. So once you get that tack, you won't need it anymore. So then kind of work your way through every, you know, you'll have to spot the whole darn panel, but because it is right in the middle of here, so we don't want to warp that if we can avoid that.
Yeah.
Well, he's still welding away there. I'm actually going to go to the other side, just prep it for him to where he had it, just to the point before we cleaned it up with the laser and stuff. Dang it, I knew I wanted to do something else. We were going to paint in there. Oh well. Yeah, I kind of modified the template he had a little bit because we don't need to go as high, and this side's, oops, and this side's just a little bit different than the other side. But I made the same pattern. So I'll get Ryder to cut that one out after. I'm going to trace this out. I'm just going to cut out the excess and just get it ready for the patch. And that way Ryder can come in and just kind of do the whole thing. That's the plan. We just don't need an aggressive patch as high as the other side. This one, like I say, the other one came up way up here, and this one's only got to be like down here. The rest of this stuff is like good enough, so yeah, think about there. Anyways, I'm gonna come, whatever, you'll see. I'm gonna time lapse, and we're gonna get this thing ready. Well, Ryder had to go, so I decided I'll laser up this thing, and then I got really carried away. So now we kind of doing the whole thing. So yeah, if everybody says you're building rusty junk, this one's not, I guess. I'm playing with the settings with the laser. So right now I have it at 500 watt and a single pass. You can see it's still got a little scale on it. You got to do 2 passes. I'm a guy who doesn't have a lot of patience, so I keep cranking it up. But I think I had it at 1,000, and I did 6 passes on here, and I caught the panel. It actually kind of bonkered in, but it popped back to shape, so it's okay. But it's thick steel. I'm gonna play with this after supper a little bit and see how much heat you actually get in there. All I know is when I was doing it right here, you were actually able to feel the heat coming off this panel. So I don't anticipate that I'm going to like it's kind of a bend. You won't really get a warp in it or nothing, but it gets pretty hot. I don't know, whatever the settings I have. Like I like 500, but I like it just doing 1-2 passes and it's kind of done. I'd like to do it in 1 pass and get it to this, but I don't think any of my steel's gonna live up to that when I do that. So anyways, I'm gonna continue working my way through this evening and actually strip this, at least the outside of this. Got the doors open now, you know, had a mask on because any paint in here I imagine is gonna be full of lead, so gotta play that game all right. Ryder did pretty good. You got all this thing done. So we made the patch. Guess when he comes back, he might come back tomorrow, so I'll wait on that. Let him kind of go full rain on it and see if he can actually knock that out himself. Let him give it a try. We should have maybe switched sides. If he practices on this one and goofs, it doesn't bother me. I don't have to see it when I walk up to it. But we'll be putting a little bit of Bondo on here. We won't go too nuts. That'll be the plan anyways. Do get a wee bit of paint. For now, like I say, we're just gonna strip the rust off, have a clean slate just for welding and lasering and stuff. So I guess later after supper we'll do it. We'll do a couple tests. I'll see how hot the panel gets. We'll put a probe on it and see if you can feel it. There's heat radiating off it. To me, that's pretty hot. Too hot. Clearly too hot. If that rear panel, like I say, I was watching it, I went down and then I caught it and it went dunk. So I knew I didn't do too bad. It just slowly came back and it's like perfectly flat again. But if a feller didn't catch that, this would be like a huge mess. All right, I'm gonna grab some food and I guess I'm just gonna keep cleaning the body on this thing. I don't know if I'll touch the doors, but we'll at least get the outside of the body. Inside, I don't know, it just is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, you guys want food? Is that why you're here? You want some food? This guy want food? You want food? $180. Like, that's hot. Don't know if that's warpy hot, but that's hot. I think it hotter, but I just wonder if I can do a wider pattern versus this pattern. Single pass, 120 degrees. Hotter might be the way to go, but leave more time in between the first and the second burning. Well, as you can tell, I got a little carried away with that thing. I did a little bit of cleanup for Ryder, and then I decided to do a little more. And then before I knew it, I was pretty much just lasering the whole darn thing. So we got it close, pretty close. It needs a little more. I don't know, can you see a little bit of brown? It's not perfect. For some reason in my head, I thought this thing was working better. Then it turned out that the lens actually had, I don't know, it was like dirty. There's something on it, like a scratch. I don't know. So it wasn't working good. I thought I had a spare one. I don't. I took out my welding one, which, you know, instead of a pattern this big, it ends up being this big. But I hit it again, and then it was like, oh yeah, like that's totally how I remember it. It always had a more crisper bacon sizzle kind of deal to it when it went. But in the end, either way right now, I don't think I'll re-laser everything. This is good enough that I can sand and not just burn paper up trying to get through all the rusty stuff, if that makes sense. Like when it comes down to sanding. Most of this will be pretty good. Now I can go in and just kind of laser. I want to grind this, laser this up. I'll probably, like Ryder's got this pretty dang good. There's just it's nothing crazy. He's got a little more work to do, but I'm going to get him to try to do the other side another day here, but he was busy and he forgot he had a baseball game or something, so he had to take off. But yeah, next time he's out, I'll save him that little patch. Both of these doors that I have multiple doors, but they're all terrible on the bottom. And my main door was super bad on this car. Yeah, I guess overall, that laser just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to get. But I know why it's doing it now. So, like I say, I just got to get a new lens. Then that thing will be mint. We're doing a couple test passes. I don't even know where. Like right here, you can see the difference here. Problem is the tip's only like this big, so it's like an inch. Versus how the other one's working. So, that's pretty considerable. But it does get pretty warm. You got to turn the heat down, and then you can get, I don't know, I like to keep it around 150, 160 degrees, like the panel. You can get it pretty dang hot, and like I said before, I caught it. I was going up and down on this panel, and all of a sudden I just heard this thing kind of bounce in. And it feels good now, but before I found it, it pounded like it bumped in, so I knew it was getting too hot for sure there. But and then when it relaxed or cooled, it popped back out, and there's no oil can or nothing weird, so that is okay. Everything else had quite a curve in it, so yeah, like I say, I think this will just be an easy, just hit it with a sander and it'll be good enough at this point. Anyways, back to the doors. So I had this other door. I felt it just needed a skin. It didn't seem too bad, like it's just dented to the nines. This actually it's actually a really nice door, or so I thought. Until I realized it must have hit a tree or something, because the whole area for the hinge is twisted. This one's okay, and then this one is just like, I don't know, everything is just destroyed on it. So I'm not sure what I'm doing. This door's good. This is the door that was on the car. So it's not terrible, but it's not good either. Like, it might be good to make it just a complete skin from here down. It's probably the nicest because it's so dented. I don't care really, but if I'm fixing this, what's the difference to make the panel that big, and then we'll get rid of all the dents in it. What was the other one? I think this was my drive. No, I think I threw my driver's door outside. This one was like okay-ish, but it's also just kind of really banged up on top. I don't even know. Maybe this is a better option. Look how all the hinges are good on this one. We've got to do the same repairs. It's just the top that's bad. I think I'll have to rethink that one. We'll have to think about that one, because I think I got to do twice the work to this door just to fix the hingey part of it before I even reskin it. And then the other door, all I got to do is just fix the top. I could cut this top, but I don't know. It's like still like kind of a good door. Like, well, you know what? We're chopping it anyways. Maybe I will use this top. And that door, ugh, no, I forgot. This is kind of banged up, hey? Golly. I don't know. We'll figure it out down the road. When I got to order some new tips. When I do that, then I'll be able to, we'll clean this door. We'll touch up some stuff on here. I didn't get everything up here because I was being lazy and whatever I could do by hand. We kind of zapped, but yeah. Still got to do the front fenders, but we got to do a bunch of patchwork on those things. Well, depending which fenders we choose. Anyways, I didn't get as far as I wanted, but Ryder got a little bit better at his patch paneling. And like I said, this next round we have our paper pattern. So I'm kind of just going to follow him around. And when he has a question, I'll answer it. But I want to see if he can, well, even by tomorrow, if he can remember it. Or the next day he comes out. I don't know if it is tomorrow or not. But try to make that patch and burn it in. Then the plan is to clean this stuff up. I kind of, because I don't have any other lenses, I'm going to set that thing up for welding. And we're going to do a whole bunch of welding on this thing. The fenders are welded to the inside. It'd be cool if I should have went in here and lasered this stuff. So we might be on hold on the inside to trim it. Again, if you actually look, you can see the line where I've been welding the fender on. So this, is that it? No, never mind. That's on the inside of the car. This one here is pretty close. Well, we could trim it. We should trim it. I'll find out later when I actually do this whole, I weld this thing solid. Then we'll see, because I want to weld that solid. Then I'm going to come in here. I want to weld that up into there. Make a couple little patches, weld that. Weld this whole seam, clean it up. And then technically, well, I got to seal up a bunch of stuff. There's a couple small patches because you can see air here, which is not good. That is not a good thing. Actually, this is pretty good. There's a little hole here, and we got a little bit of patchwork down there. So I'm going to let Ryder do some patchwork for me. We'll let him do that. I noticed up here, I don't know if I did these. There's some patchwork in here. They're not fully welded and finished yet, but I noticed both sides had some work there. I don't know if I did it or not, but then we got to get this cowl section off, and then we can get into there and finish welding up that whole firewall section. I kind of burned in on the inside, but I didn't get the upper bits, and I'm starting to lean to why would I take this thing off, to the point where maybe I'm going to clamp this down and weld it. I'm noticing that the way all these weld, like I seam sealed the beans out of there, but you can still see gaps. Like, I guess there should be a felt maybe. I don't know what's supposed to be in between there, but I might weld this section to the body, and then this I'll weld to here. Because I don't know why I would take it off. Then I can actually raise this up another inch just for this. I do got to figure out the whole clutch thing yet. I have somewhere, I have a slave cylinder, so I got to figure that one out, and it's not going to be able to go like right beside it. I'm going to have to mount it down a bit, so I don't know how bad that's going to be with the clutch as of yet, but we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, I'm thinking that is where I'm going to leave this one. I guess next round we're going to do some more patchwork. I'm going to probably fix up the doors. The Ryder's going to do that section. And well, the door has no real body line or nothing into it, so I might get him to try one of those too if he finishes up the other side pretty quick. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, as always, folks, thanks for watching. And we will catch you on the next one. Later. Yeah.